this is Obal, and I'm going to go over the Urban Battlegrounds Fractal as a guardian. And for the first part, you want a hammer and a scepter. You want to stand your ground, wall, retreat. And once the NPCs are with you, you can start attacking this group here. And you should run around the borders of the map so you don't aggro anything on your way here, or else the NPCs will just go rainbow and you'll have to wait. It'll just take time. You want to use wall and use your Virtue of Justice whenever it's up. Keep Aegis up. Keep using Stand Your Ground since there are ballistas there. And after this group's dead, you can swap to a Scepter and rejoice as you can be the ultimate DPS Guardian now. You have a Scepter, and this is part of the 1% of the content where a Scepter DPS is the most optimal DPS. And once you clear the burning oil drums, you can just start attacking Dolphy in the door. You have a Scepter focus on, so you might as well use Shield of Wrath, swap the hammer, and just burst her in the gate down. Once that's over, you want to look, see if either of the middle paths are open. Mainly just one without the huge mage group. Mage group is a pain. And you want to just aggro the mobs with some sort of ranged attack. And Ring of Warding. They actually come. But they changed this fractal with the AI of your NPCs. It just screws you over. Used to be able to use a staff and hit them with Orb of Light, and they would run over to you. You can use Line of Warding and Ring of Warding and CC them like crazy. But now the NPCs just go Rambo and can't do that anymore. So you want Hammer Staff. And you want Retreat and Wall. Third utility is your choice. So once you aggro them, the NPCs will run up. You should just run up to use Binding Blaze to group them up. And if they're archers or cultists or monks or something like that that has projectiles, you want to use a wall. You just want to spam Virtue and Justice as much as you can. If you have a thief, they should be blinding everything possible. It's great to have one here. And if you have a warrior, they should have X Warhorn, X Mace, and be using Call to Arms to weakness the mobs and Tremor to CC them like they should with every other trash mob in Fractals. And you want to watch out for these mage groups. Just try to keep an Aegis up in case people get blasted by the AoE. Use Reflex. And for the last group, you want the Mesmer, if you have one, to focus pull them like ours did together. Hopefully he'll be far enough away, but ours wasn't, so they aggroed. Ideally, you want to keep them from being aggroed when you pull them. And then have a warrior, or if you have multiple warriors, just lead in with a Tremor and run in while they're CC, put up Reflex, and get the jump on them and blind them. And once you get to the gate to go inside, you want to figure out who has none of the NPCs and have them run up and go aggro them. Back to the door so the NPCs don't run in like idiots because they'll be far away. Then they'll probably still be up here, so you'll want to run up. Put Reflex up if need be. Just keep spamming Aegis and Virtue of Justice. As soon as they're dead, you'll want to run back to the door so that the NPCs don't run up and aggro the world up there, because they like to do that. If possible, you could have a Mesmer or yourself Binding Blades or banish the mobs away from the center and back to the door. But once you clear that group, if nothing goes wrong, you can do it again to the other group. Have someone without the NPCs go aggro them. And I guess some people there were too close to the door, so the NPCs saw the enemies up there and ran up. And again, just reflex, blind, spam. Group them together with mining blades and run out. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you won't. They'll run up if they're close and they're getting hit by the siege. Sometimes they'll actually do something worthwhile and break some of the siege off and come back. They did that time. After the two front groups are gone, you want to go up to the stairs. You want to have everybody stay up top of the stairs to have the NPCs and send the person who doesn't off again to aggro. It's great to have a Mesmer do this because they could focus pull them back. And you can stack might if you want to before, but things usually tend to die really fast anyway without it. It's up to you. We try to stack a little bit of might before going in. And instead of Bane Signet, probably should have. You want to have stand your ground on to give stability, because the ballistas will hit people like they did me there. I just forgot to swap it since I'm used to pulling stuff. But the NPCs were tied to me, so I didn't. And once you have your last group, you can either pull them to the other side of the steps, or you can just go behind the statue and get them dagger there. So we just decided to fight behind the statue, and you just want to put reflex up if they have projectiles. I just hammer bash right into the projectiles. I wouldn't suggest doing that. And you just want to just keep them blinded, reflex up again. Once they're dead, just get rid of the siege. And if anybody's dead, you want to revive them after you kill the siege. You'll have some time. And during the shaman capture event, you can just go ahead and change your traits and utilities, weapons if you want. You can put on stacking sigils for this easy trash. For the boss, I run sword focus, hammer, retreat, wall. In Bane Signet, you can use purging flames to stack might instead of Bane Signet if you don't have a fire field from anybody else. But we just melee them down because the NPCs actually go on them from the start and they don't get hit by agony anymore. There's really no reason to range if you have the DPS in your group. But Asham, when you get him to 75%, he'll do his agony attack when he pulls out his staff. If you're in melee range, he does agony twice, the small burst and the big burst. You want to stack might before he gets there, and when he gets to 75%, you want to use Aegis for his agony. If he does use it, you want to use it again after the small burst for reasons I just said. And he might not even do it. If he does meteor shower, you'll just want to keep Aegis up, use Shield of Wrath. When he gets to 25%, just use a wall because he could swap the FTS